I'm serious now. I'm not amused. I don't think it's funny, right? I'm trying to make you better thinkers. So now you got to listen to me so I can make you better thinkers. All right? So here we go with question number 1. Now, I'm really upset with some of you because we just worked on this section. All right? We just worked on it. All right? Does everybody agree they're squares?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they are squares, I'm just measuring from here, here, and here. So what is that length right off the bat?
3y.
3y. Like I said, I don't know what you're having trouble with that over, but that's 3y. Now I'm doing this from here to here to here. What is that probably? 3x. 3y plus 3x. Now I'm going from here to here to here. And what is that?
3x.
Now, for those of you guys who are just mumbling, it's 3x plus y over 2. But because we just worked on multiplication, we know that that's what? 3x plus 3y over 2. And now I have fractions, so 3y plus 3x over 1, and we're adding them together. So when I get a common denominator, the common denominator is what? 2. So if the common denominator is 2, that means this up here becomes a what? 6y plus 6x plus 3x plus 3y. 9x plus 9y over 2. Now, if you did that, you're in fantastic shape. If not, that's okay. Just listen to my explanation and listen to the logic. Yes, sir.
I did it, but in a different way.
Thank you. All right. Now, I want to show one other thing for some of you guys who are like, man, I'm not very good at fractions, or I'm not real happy with that explanation. This is for you. All right, so please pay attention up here now. I need eyes up. Eyes up. Now, what you could have done is you could have just given a random number for x. What do we want x to be? 2. Now, I don't want y to be 521, right? We make them small. So what can I make y?
3.
Let's make y a little bit more than 2 just to make it more realistic, right? We want to make it better. Now, why is 3 bad?
Because it's odd and
Because 2 plus 3 divided by 2 isn't an even number, right? So I prefer y to be maybe what? 4. Exactly. So now, this distance now would be how much? Help me.
12.
What?
No, 16.
You're right. Say it again. 12, right?
Yeah.
Because y is 4, right? 4, 4. Does everybody see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's 12 plus. Now what would this be? 6 plus. Now, what is x plus y divided by 2? 3. So that means all around here would be what? 9. So what's 12 plus 6 plus 9? 27. Is everybody good? Now, all I do is I just go down here. What happens when I plug 2 in for x? I get what? 18. Plus, when I plug 4 in for y, I get what? 36 divided by 2. What's 18 plus 36? 54 divided by 2. And that's my answer. Does everybody see that? So if you're not sure about the algebra, listen to what I'm telling you. It's a big help for you. You can just plug numbers in as long as it's a true statement. Is everybody with me on that? All right, that's a really good skill to have. A really good skill to have. All right. Now, those of you guys who didn't know what to do there, are we good on this?
Yes.
All right, there's no reason to sit there and go, man, I don't know what he's doing. All right. Now let's check out number 2. Number 2 is a fantastic logic question. And someone said they forgot what integer is. Well, if you don't know what an integer is, it's kind of hard to do this problem. So integers are just counting numbers and their opposites. Everybody with me? And counting numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is everybody happy with that explanation?
Yes.
All right, so now I need you to hear me. If x is an integer and x plus 7 divided by 2 is an integer, what does that make x? X has to be odd. Is everybody good with that?
Yeah.
So I want everybody to put down x equals odd. Because if you let x be an even, 2 plus 7 divided by 2 is not an integer. Is everybody happy with that explanation? So I know x has to be odd, so I know 1 is true. So now that I know 1 is true, I can cross out what? B and C. Does everybody agree with me? All right. Now, x must be odd. So is x a multiple of 7? Yes or no? No, because not every multiple of 7 is what? So I know it's not 2. So now I'm down to it's either A or E. Now, if you don't know what a multiple is, come on, speak up, girls. I mean what I'm saying. I don't want people helping each other out. I'm doing the lesson right now. So if you don't know something, you got to be brave and ask. All right, I mean that. Even though I'm yelling, it's okay. All right, I want you focused in. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What?
So multiples like what you can multiply it by?
No, multiples would be like 7, 14, 21, 28.
Oh.
All right, that's what that means. All right, Walker, are you all right now?
I was gonna ask. So
Okay, perfect. So that makes sense now, right?
Yeah.
So is x plus 5 divided by 2 an integer?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Because if you add two odd numbers, it's always an even number divided by 2.
You're brilliant. That's the best explanation right there. All right? Because why? Because when we know x has to be what? Odd. So if I take an odd and add an odd, I get an even. All right? That's a great explanation. All right? Anybody have any questions with 1 and 2? Now again, I know we forgot maybe what integer is, so you highlight integer. You write things. When you write things down, it converts it to short-term memory. After you say it enough, it turns it into long-term. All right, so come on. Don't be lazy. If you didn't know something, write something down to help yourself remember. All right, now let me give you another couple minutes now on 3, 4, and 5.
Oh wait.
Some people did. Go through all of them. We're just going to work our way through. All right. So, Daniel, what did you think number 3 was?
I had a question about
No, I'm not on number 5 yet. I'm asking about number 3. What did you think?
B. I didn't get
Somebody said B. Anybody else?
Wait, what number?
I've got a B for number 3, Walker.
Second. I put
Somebody said E. Good.
E. Also.
E. Anybody else? All right. Now again, here is where when you take standardized tests, most of the time there's multiple steps. All right. So the first thing I need for you to do is I need for you to remember what's the formula for area of a triangle. Now listen, I expect you to know that. A equals 1/2 BH without hesitation. So what did they say the area was?
100.
They said the area was 100. What's the base? Do we know what the base is? No, it's unknown, but the height is what?
20.
So the base had to be what? The base is 10. Now, as I'm telling you, please don't sit there and go, if you don't know how I got 10, I want to know.
I don't know.
So what's half of 20?
Oh, sorry.
Don't be sorry. Just come on, get going. 10B. Everybody get that? So B, the base is 10. Would you agree? Now, again, I thought they didn't have an answer at first. But then I had to go back and read the question. The question is, how long is what? How long is AB? So we just did this. Yes. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So come on. C squared is equal to 100 plus 400. 500 equals C squared. C equals 10 radical 5. Honestly, if you got that right, give yourself a pat on the back. It feels good to be smart.
Oh.
Now look, what we're doing now is I'm trying to demonstrate you're just making careless mistakes. Or you forgot a rule. Right? Those are easily corrected. If you're going, wow, I knew that, but I made a mistake, that's great. You're still fine. All right? That's why we're practicing. All right? Here we go. I'm going to do number 4, too. I'm a little mad at some of you out number 4. All right? In my opinion, your mental math should carry you through this. Everybody should be able to do mental math on this. What? I like what you said, E. So I'm going to try E first. Since he thinks it's E, I'm just going to substitute in. All right, when I substitute in, pay attention. If I substitute 2 in, I get 5 times 7 minus negative 2 times 0. Does that obviously equal 0? That's not it. All right, so that's out. What do I want to try? Let's try B. So now, to me, if I plug in negative 1/2 and I'm going to add 3, does everybody understand? I would just say 3 minus 0.5, which is 2.5. Is everybody happy with that? Is that okay? So this would be 2.5 times what? 4.5 minus negative 4.5 times negative 2.5. I'm not saying that's right or it's wrong. I'm not. I want everybody, is it silly to multiply 2.5 times 4.5? Yes, it is dumb. Because why? Over here, it's the same thing. Now your brain is interpreting a bunch of negatives that you'll easily make a mistake if you don't interpret it properly. Everybody hear what I'm saying? So when I multiply a negative times a negative, actually it becomes a what over here? Now can everybody see how nice that is? Is that the answer?
Yeah.
Good job, Walker.
I didn't,
That is correct.
I didn't get it right. I multiplied it wrong and I wrote the wrong thing down, but now I see.
Thanks for all that explanation. All right. So we got negative 1/2 there, guys. Negative 1/2. Now again, I'm not kidding you. I want to help you, especially with your mental math. I think that's important. I am not multiplying 2.5 times 4.5 together on a standardized test. I'm looking at the comparison saying, hey, I know that's 0. Go ahead.
Since it's negative 1/2, wouldn't that be negative 2.5?
That's what we did. It was negative. And this up here is negative.
Oh, for the other side, since those were positive integers.
So you're telling me you're So if I gave you $3 and you gave me 50 cents,
I was thinking.
No explanation is necessary. You're making me angry when you say that all the time. Listen to what I'm telling you. I don't care if you're sorry. Listen, what I'm pointing out to you is how to improve your score. And then to improve your score, that is just a careless. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? So I'm trying to teach you, is it a careless mistake or is it a conceptual mistake? Or is it that you just plain don't know what to do, right? So if you're making careless mistakes, that's good. Why is that good? Because it's easy to correct. If you made a conceptual mistake where you didn't know how to break down the square root of 500, that's easy to correct because you've already been taught. All right? What I'm trying to get to are the problems that you have no idea how to do, and to show you that you actually do know how to do it. But most kids' initial response is, I don't know. Right? So I'm not upset with the careless mistakes, trust me, and I don't even care. And I literally mean that. I don't care if you make a careless mistake. Because there's nothing I can do to help you with that careless mistake, except try to teach you to be careful when you're taking standardized tests. It's way too important to be careless. Right? You understand what I'm saying, right? Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's never a big deal. All right? The carelessness. All right? You just, when you go in, you know, are you a careless person or not? That's all. So when you take a standardized test, you say, well, I'm going to work slow and methodical so I don't make the careless mistakes. That's what I'm trying to teach you. All right? So let's have some fun with number 5. All right? Now, on number 5, I want to hear, what did you get?
B.
So far, I got a B. I like it. Yes, ma'am. So far, an A. Good.
I got an A.
A as well. Nice.
I got
D.
D.
Very good.
I got
A
A.
is good.
I got
A. Wow. Looks like overwhelming A. D. Good.
I got A.
And some of you, you're right. You thought it was A, B, and C. Right. I like that. Good. B. Wow. I got another B.
Yes.
Come on. C. All right. I'm going with C for you. Did anybody get E? Let's start with that. Okay. Now, Listen to me, guys. I'm going to show you how I do it, and then I'm going to show you the mathematical way to do it, and then I want you to be I would like you to do the mathematical way because that's the proof. But you can also substitute numbers in. Is everybody with me on this? All right. Now, when you're substituting numbers in, here's what I want to tell you. I want to substitute like -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. I like to get a variety. All right? Because most of the time, people make a mistake because they don't include a negative or they don't include a 0. So why is 0 a good problem to start with? Because that's a quick way to eliminate a lot of possibilities. And you'll know exactly why in a minute. So the only thing we know for sure is that x is less than y. So if I let x be 0, I can let y be what? Somebody? 2. All right, I heard that one first. So if I square x and square y, is that still a true statement?
Yes.
Yes. Now, what if I let x be -2 and y be 0? Is that true anymore?
No.
Does everybody see what I'm saying? Now, just by writing this information down so I can look at all the possibilities, that's very helpful. Does everybody agree with that? So does everybody see how we can easily eliminate A now? Is that correct? Right? All right. Now, I'm going to just jump down to C for a second so I can show you something important. All right. If I let x be 0 and x be 2, is 0 squared less than 0 times 2? Is everybody hearing me? So I can cross out what? Cross out C. All right. Now, if x is 0 and y is 2, is D good? Because x times y would be what? 0. Is 0 less than 4? Yes. So it still works, right? So now I'm going to try to figure out some other way. So now I'm going to let y equal 0. Then x could be -2. Is that true?
No.
No. Now look, Bridget, I really appreciate you. All right? I want everybody else to be like Bridget. When you do it in your head, I would like a response. That way I know you understand. Does everybody hear me on that? So I'm asking you, I don't want to do the baby work. Right? If I can do E without explaining D, I'm happy. If you don't know why D doesn't work, I want to explain it to you. Is everybody comfortable with me wiping out D and saying that doesn't work? Okay, good. So x is -2, right?
Yes.
So what's -2 times 0? Is 0 less than 0? No. See, no, and that's what I'm saying. I don't care. I don't care if you don't know. That's what I care about. Fixing that. It's obvious once I show you. All right, that's what I need from everybody. Now, if I double x, is it less than y? Well, if I let x be 0, right? Then y could be what? 2, right? So if I double 0, that's still what? 0, right? So what happens if I let x be 1 and y be 2? Doesn't work. Doesn't work. So listen, think of it like this though. Hey, listen to me now. This is a better explanation for that. If you have two numbers and you double the smallest number, is it possible when you double the smallest number it gets greater than the one that was greater? Does everybody see what I'm saying, right? All right. If you have 5 compared to 6, if you multiply by 5 by 2, it's greater than 6 now. Everybody with me? Yeah. All right. Now, the math here, that how I would really want you to think about this, which no one ever does, and so if you did that, that's really good for you, all right, is this. All right. Now, what I did was I kind of looked at my answers, and I have x is less than y. Now, what I did was I multiplied everything through by -1. When I multiplied everything through by -1, that became negative x is what? Greater than negative y. Because we switch the signs when you multiply or divide by a negative. Everybody good on that? Everybody hearing me? So now the comparison is what? Negative y is less than negative x. So that's how quick that could have been done if you would have thought to multiply both sides by -1. But guess what? Most people don't do that. All right, most people just kind of go through a guess and check scenario. And most kids are lazy. So if it doesn't work out the first time, they kind of give up. And that's what I'm trying to tell you on the on reasoning tests. You got to not give up. When you look at a problem and you don't know how to do it, you just can't say, well, I don't know how to do it, so there. All right, you got to go through. I spent 5 minutes on this. All right, that's what you're going to have to do sometimes. All right, now let's take a look at, did anybody get a chance to do these yet? Let me pause it and give you a few minutes. What time's the bell ring? How much time do I have?